Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We continue with our recitations from Gauri Mahalla Panjwa. Today is the 155th Sabad in this rag, and it goes as follows. Gauri Mahalla Panjwa, Har Har Naam Majan Kar Suche, Kot Grahan Pun Phal Muche Rahao, Har Ke Charan Hriday Meh Base, Janam Janam Ke Kil Bikh Nase, Sad Sang Kirtan Phal Paya, Jam Ka Marg दृष्ट न आया, मन बच क्रम गोविंद आधार, ताते छुट्यो बिख संसार, कर कृपा प्रभ कीनो अपना, नानक जाप जपे हर जपना, कर कृपा प्रभ कीनो अपना, नानक जाप जपे हर जपना. In this passage, we find that the Rahau Pankti, the Rahau verse, the one that requires us to pause and contemplate, is at the very opening. And so, let's examine it. Har Har Naam Majan Kar Suche, Kot Grahan Pun Phal Muche. So here there are several words that would be of special interest to us in understanding the message. Har Har Naam, self-knowledge. Majan Kar Suche. Both in the term Naam and Kar, we see a grammatical indication where the word is an action, a noun, a verb. So this verse can be translated as awakening the mind with self-knowledge, through self-knowledge. Har Har Naam Majan Kar Suche. Majan is literally, it means to bathe or to scrub, and it's a metaphor to clear the mind of its afflictions. Cleansing, Majan. Kar Suche. Kar Suche literally means to make pure. So it's talking about purifying the mind. And we shall see what that means. But let's repeat the verse once more. Har Har Naam Majan Kar Suche, Kot Grahan Pun Phal Muche. Kot Grahan Pun. Kot Grahan. The word Grahan is generally translated correctly as an eclipse, a solar or a lunar eclipse, which is a big part of religious practice in India. So the Guru is saying, Kot Grahan Pun Phal Muche. Benefits, Pun, is a virtue. People practice religious practices in order to acquire virtue or Pun. So the Guru says, awakening the mind with self-knowledge achieved the fruit of viewing 100 eclipses. What is he trying to say here? First, he's addressing the practice of bathing at pilgrimages during lunar, solar eclipses. That is a huge draw, shall I say, for people in India, because it is believed that by doing so, one is conferred with purity of the body and the mind. But Guru Arjan explains that the mind cannot be purified by watching an eclipse and bathing. In other words, no physical act is going to actually, even if you do it 1,000,000 times, is going to actually cleanse the mind. So we have to understand what cleansing of the mind means. And I think the second verse gives us an indication where he says, Har ke charan hriday meh base, janam janam ke kil vikh nase. Here then is a clue as to what cleansing of the mind means. Awakening to the heart self in my heart has expelled, the Guru says, chronic afflictions. So purifying the mind means to get rid of these chronic afflictions, kilvik. And in Sikhi, the kilviks are essentially rooted in haume, and we talk about the 5 thieves, the 5 cardinal vices, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. Those are the afflictions of the mind. Those are the impurities of the mind. And they can be disabled only through wisdom. Har ke charan hriday meh base. So therefore, charan mein, hriday meh base means that they have to be ingrained in us. So therefore, this wisdom has to be understood, it has to be absorbed and ingrained within us. So, in other words, we must become that wisdom in word, thought, and deed. Moving forward, Sad Sang Kirtan Phal Paya, Jam Ka Marg Drisht Na Aya. So the fruit of singing praises in the company of evolved individuals, that is how that knowledge came to be embedded in the heart. And conversely, the way of spiritual death was avoided. Jam ka marg drisht na aya. Now it is interesting that here the practice of viewing eclipses and bathing at pilgrimages is actually the term that was first mentioned in the Raha verse. Here it's being equated to spiritual death, Jamka Marg. What the Guru means is that the individual has to really connect with the essence inside. No amount of external activity is going to do that. And so for that, an inversion is necessary. And here, Kirtan is the tool for inversion or going within, because it can shift the mind in ways that language alone cannot do. So Gurbani is at once precise, lingual, it is poetical, and it's musical. So a Sikh has to be logical, a Sikh has to have emotion, poetical, and a Sikh must be mystical, all together. And here he is talking about Kirtan. And that then becomes your compass in life. Man bach kram govind adhar, tate chutiyo bikh sansar. Freedom from the pull and tug of the world. So Guru says, when I relied on the self in body, mind and spirit, man bach kram govind adhar, I was freed from the pull of the world. Tate chutiyo bikh sansar. So we have to make the Govind self here the compass of one's life. Only then will you be able to negotiate the passage of life free from greed, from attachment, from prejudice and bias. Your vision will be clear. Clarity of vision is extremely important in life. And in conclusion, कर कृपा प्रभ कीनो अपना, नानक जाप जपे हर जपना. Jap jape har japana. The use of the term jap in various connotations, because jap can mean to understand, to experience. It also signifies knowledge. So Guru is saying here, the merciful Prabh self, kar kirpa Prabh, kino apana. In other words, it adopted me, it showered its wisdom on me. It says Nanak, it is through knowledge and understanding, japa jape, that the Har self is experienced, japana. On that note, until the next time, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.